Good evening. It's Freddie Vasquez with Basement Politics Unfiltered. Tonight, does a higher density population mean a higher crime rate? We'll discuss that tonight on Basement Politics Unfiltered. And also, I'll go over today's rally at Larkin Plaza, organized by City Councilman John Rubo and what appears to be the Republican Party. I am Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Tonight, we'll discuss higher density population. Does it mean higher crime rate? That just stuff. Good evening, folks. Good evening. It's Freddie Vasquez with Basement Politics Unfiltered. Hope you all having a blessed and relaxed evening. Tonight, I want to discuss about density population and does it mean a higher crime rate? I was watching, and this comes from earlier today. I was watching and yesterday videos on the Park Hill discussion group page on Facebook, and I was watching individuals who are posting their security camera footage from the area, Park Hill area, and it's crazy. It's crazy, and I'll talk about a little bit about that. But first, I wanted to just go over the mask mandate rally that was put on today by Council Member John Rubo, I believe, but I'm not sure if it was just Council Member Rubo. There were a lot of people out there, actually. There were other elected officials as well as businessmen, prominent businessmen from here in the city of Yonkers, some who I've spoken about here in the podcast. And so it was interesting to run into the gentlemen, although we didn't speak, but they were there. And I want to show some video from that. So I can show you. Watch John Rubo. And yesterday, if you didn't watch it, I was at the school board meeting at Saunders, and as I was leaving, I saw Council Member John Rubo from the 4th District. So I decided to take the opportunity to ask a few questions, and I did. And I asked him about the mask mandates. We kept it to that. I spoke about his rally today, but today when I got to the rally, which I got there a little late, had to work. It looks like he didn't want to speak to me. So as soon as he saw me, he quickly turned around and kind of, man, I could be wrong. It's just what it looked like. Actually, the few individuals that it seemed like they kind of just disappeared when I showed up. But I'll show that here, and you tell me if that's what was the case here. It was funny. It was just very funny to me. Wherever I can find this video. But again, there were a lot of people there. Henry John Balaj was there. Mike Breen, council member from the 5th District, made an appearance at the mask rally. I don't know if it was an anti-mask rally. I think it was, but there were signs for masks. There were people there that were in support of the mask. I saw some young girls. And you know what? I also noticed that News 12 was there, and Telemundo. Telemundo was also there. Shout out to Telemundo. But I noticed that they were giving a lot of attention to the folks that had the wear the mask mandate or wear the mask sign. So, we could see where our news stations are focused on. But I'm trying to get this video that I shared yesterday. For some reason, I can't get it up. Oh, here we go. I'll share that now. I usually have it set up, and then all of a sudden, when I go to play, it disappears on me. He's not here. He's at the center still. In case it falls. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing, buddy? There you go. How's everything, county man? Legislator. No mask, right? No mask. James Nolan's mom. That's cool, man. Donna Nolan. Over here? My son even? Or no, he's not here. He's at that, by the way, is a young man who saw me hanging out over there. at the rally. He
Yeah,
knows
I do.
me
I do a
from my daycare
podcast, so
center.
I
He
cover
ran
a
right
lot
up
of this
to me.
stuff too. You know, I do a lot of different things. He attends my daycare center at one of the after-school program.
All right, I'm sorry that I got the wrong video. Let me share the correct video. My apologies, Dad. I wanted to show you John Rubo, especially.
Yeah, and I'm just asking for folks to help me, you know, help the community, and I'm still fighting.
That's funny there. All right. Let me see if I can get this correct video. I apologize. I thought I had it up correctly, but Jesus, where did it go? I don't think I'm gonna be able to get it. No, guess not. Okay, there we go. Finally, I apologize, folks. I did have it initially. I think sometimes when I get out of the streaming program, it kind of resets or something. But here we go. I'll play that now.
Freddy Vasquez here in Larkin Plaza, where the mass mandate rally is being held by elected officials.
And they see John Rubo
here in the city. They want to make mass mandates.
I want to play that again. Look at John Rubo right there. I'm going to pause it. Right, he's hanging out here. He's talking to his buddy Henry D. John Balaj, right, the real estate guy. And by the way, I was threatened by his wife. If I mentioned his name, she would sue me or contact an attorney. So I may be getting a letter soon, I guess. But anyway, he was there, so I had to mention him. He was in a circle here talking with his buddy who, for some reason, his buddy's sister ran against him last year in the elections. I don't think she really wanted to win. She kept it very quiet, although she did get 300 votes. But he's there. He sees me, and watch how he jets off. So keep an eye on the guy in the blue, his infamous blue suit. Watch this.
Freddy Vasquez here in Larkin Plaza, where the mass mandate rally
That's Henry
is
D.
being
John Balaj.
held by elected officials here in the city. They want to make mass mandates optional, but it is the elected officials that can actually make that happen. Can they not?
City clerk was there also. There go Mr. Henry. There goes the city clerk. He went somewhere. I get a chance to say hi.
There goes Westchester County Legislator James Nolan. Council member John Rubo, who I spoke with yesterday regarding the mask mandate. And you can see Council member Mike Breen there. This is a bipartisan event sponsored by, I believe, Council member John Rubo. And on today? Okay, good. Can you just tell me a little bit about what was going on today? And what are they doing, as elected officials? What are you guys doing in terms of trying to see this happen?
Just advocate, be loud, be vocal, guide the parents and the kids and the teachers in the right way, let it be known that the numbers are down. Science is proving it. The numbers are all-time low. We need to let kids be kids again.
Absolutely.
We have 4 or 5-year-olds that all they know is when they go to school wearing a mask. They don't know anything else but that. Right. And it's time to allow them to go back into a normal, productive life.
I agree with you, and I appreciate your time. And thank you for being here and supporting this, because I support it, and I'm sure you know that I've been very vocal. So thank you for doing that. We appreciate what you've been doing. I see you.
That was County Legislator James Nolan. I just want to show you the crowd there a little bit. It was quite the event.
There goes Councilman Rubo in the infamous blue suit. Oh my God. Where did he go? C News 12 here.
Well, that was the rally today. Again, I got there toward the end, so the speaking parts were over. I don't know what John Rubo and all of them said, but like I said to Councilman yesterday, I said, why is it that, and he didn't know this. He didn't know that other school districts actually made the decision to go optional. And I asked him why those school districts made that decision, and Yonkers is not even making the decision to go optional when we return from the break, or when the students return from the break. I'm so used to saying we because I used to work in a school. And so, it's strange to me because, other schools have done it. They've made the decision. And yet Yonkers is, and then so I thought about it. I asked him, I said, is it because it's a mayoral controlled school board of trustee? And he says, no, it's not necessarily controlled by the mayor. I said, yes, a mayor appoints the school board of trustees, and then and they're going to listen to the mayor. Trust me, they want to eventually get support from the mayor to go into other positions. And he says, oh no, this board has been together for quite some time now, and maybe the majority of them have, but there recently was a new board of trustee, a member appointed. She took over Lakeisha Collins Bellamy position, who went on to become the city council president with the mayor's support, his endorsement. In fact, the mayor actually endorsed her over the former city council president. Right? So you want to be on the mayor's good side. And then he goes on to say, well, the mayor's term is only 4 years, so their term is 5 years, so they outlast the mayor. Well, not this mayor. This mayor's had 3 terms. Do the math. That equals 12. So, yes, of course, they want to appease the mayor so the mayor can say, hey, guys, let's go optional. Forget what the governor says. But people don't want to get on the governor's bad side, especially the city of Yonkers, a city that relies on state funding. So they will do what the state says. So then he goes, then also another individual I want to mention, Dr. Rabati, chief medical person for the school district. He was a board member before being appointed to that position. So yes, they do go on, John. And I told you I would get you a list. I didn't make the list, but there's 2. Do I need to give you more examples? Right. And so some of these other districts are not controlled by the mayor, the school board. They're actually voted in by the parents, the people of the city or the towns or villages, wherever they are. And they have more power. They have more control because they vote. And again, the common theme of this podcast is vote. Let's go out and vote. So is this just political posturing by some of the elected officials because they know that there are many people here in the city of Yonkers that want these masks to become optional? They want to count on their votes. There were a lot of Republicans out there. I mean, I think the only Democrat I saw I don't think I saw any. I didn't see any Democrat. Anybody see any Democrat? Oh, no, John Rubo, but I actually consider him a Republican. So he's not a full Democrat. But he was with his former team today. So they got there together and they did their mask rally. However, if it gets nothing done, if it's all just for show, then what's the point? Be a little more forceful, right? Go on and make the decision and say Yonkers City Schools is going to go optional, at least when we come back. And I think a lot of people would appreciate that. And I think that's what's going to happen, possibly. And maybe they know that. And that's why they're doing all this, so they can say, hey, we did it. We did it. Thank us. Thank us a lot. Thank us a lot. Anyway, comment, the do nothing, James Nolan. Well, why do you say that? And I'm asking, I definitely appreciate comments and opinions, and I definitely want to understand people's comments and opinions and viewpoints or what have you, right? And I'm not disagreeing or agreeing. I'm just wanting to know more on that that view, that point, that comment. Let's discuss. Why do you feel that way? What is it that we are or there is a need for? Specifically in the district that Westchester County legislator James Nolan represents, that he is not addressing. And I'm asking, I'm genuinely asking, because if there's something that needs to be addressed, let's talk about it and let's mention it and let's find out why it's not being addressed. Right? So if there's anything, absolutely, please email us, comment. We'd love to hear it. We love to hear it. But yes, I just want to share that comment there. But hopefully, when we come back, for those parents like me who want to see the mask go optional, I hope that that's the case. I hope they do make that decision. Again, the CDC has, stated on their website that cloth masks should not be worn under any circumstances. The CDC, but they allow students to go there with a cloth mask. It really makes no sense at this point, and anyone who makes sense will see that. So, yeah, that's it for the mask there. We'll see what happens. I think we're going to get something. I believe it's going to happen after the break. I think there's a lot of pressure by parents at this point. Elected officials are seeing that, and you can see by what they're doing here. They're posturing. But so stay tuned, parents. We'll update you guys as we get it. Now, on to the crime rate in the city of Yonkers. Today, I was on Facebook on the Park Hill discussion group. Anyone familiar with that? It's a page where individuals, residents who live in the city of Yonkers in the Park Hill section, the historic Park Hill section, which does have very beautiful old homes with character. It's a very beautiful neighborhood. It's fairly quiet. You don't see a whole lot going on there. And you wouldn't think that people who live there were having a consistent problem. I was watching one homeowner's security camera. The homeowner had posted video after video on the Park Hill discussion group page of individuals walking up to their drive or up to their home, walking up their driveway and attempting to enter their vehicle, checking to see if the doors were locked. I mean, this must have happened to this person. Well, I didn't continue to go, but I saw at least 7 videos. And videos from the same security camera showing individuals attempting to open other cars that are parked out in the street. He even caught a bad accident of an individual trying to escape from an accident he had down Park Hill, where he was trying to run off before crashing into another vehicle in front of this home. And I thought to myself, if I lived there, it would be time to move. They say crime is up across the country. That's what the elected officials like to say when we mention the increase in crime here in the city of Yonkers. Yes, it's up across the country, but we want to speak about Yonkers. How do we address it here in the city of Yonkers? And they love to tout the fact that Yonkers has become the 3rd largest city in the state of New York, as if that is something to really be happy about. Is the higher density population causing an increase in the crime rate here in the city of New York? I mean, I'm not the city of New York, the city of Yonkers. As people come into the city, we have an influx of individuals from the city of New York. We are starting to see an increase in crime. I myself just recently had to deal with an individual who got aggressive and was threatening. He said he was from Brooklyn. No one had ever seen him before. None of the area business owners or people who work in the businesses, nor the police. And this is going to be an increasing problem here in the city of Yonkers as more and more developments go up and more people come in to the city. Who are the people coming in? What is the benefit to the city of Yonkers for becoming the 3rd largest city in the state? Where's the return on the investment? Many times I've spoken about the return on the investments in terms of the developments, the YIDA giving tax breaks, property tax breaks, mortgage recording tax breaks, sales and use tax breaks, and even using IDBs, industrial development bonds. And I wonder, what are the benefits for those tax breaks. But now I'm asking, what is the benefit for increasing the population here in the city of Yonkers? Is there a benefit? Or is the city being destroyed? I always loved Yonkers as a kid because it was not the Bronx. It was not Manhattan. It was not Queens. It was not Brooklyn. It was Yonkers, a suburb, quiet suburb just outside of the city where majority of the homes were single family. Now they're multifamily, converted over the years, some of them illegally. Very recently, a bill was introduced by Brad Holyman. Holyman of all names. Mr. Senator Holyman wants to do away with single-family zoning. If he gets his way, then developers can build multifamily homes or multifamily developments anywhere on single-family lots, residential lots, thus further increasing the density population. The mayor spoke about it recently on the Yonkers Voice, an interview done a few days ago, and he mentioned it. He sounded like he wasn't so much in support of it, although he did say that he didn't know much about it. I wasn't sure either way if he was for it or against it. But that would benefit developers. That would benefit investors. That would not benefit the people that live here. Whether you live in a single family home or you own your home or you live in an apartment building, you should be concerned by the increase in the population here in the city. Crime doesn't just affect those who live in a single family home up in Park Hill and have a driveway. In fact, they're least affected, but are becoming more affected. Park Hill is not too far from densely populated areas like Main Street. If you ever go in the downtown area and you come to the light of Main Street and Nepperhan Avenue, right where the KFC sits, where the once baseball stadium dream was supposed to materialize, now it sits there, owned by AMS, that Chicken Island lot. You'll see the large amounts of people walking across that street. You would think you were somewhere down in Times Square. It takes you 15, 20 minutes just to get from the exit 5 to City Hall. And crime continues to surge. Violent crime. But also theft. Stores are feeling the effects. Rite Aid had to call in their special anti-theft unit, whatever you call them, to come into Yonkers and assess the store there on South Broadway. And they've actually had to hire off-duty police officers to prevent theft. The homeless population is increasing. Many are coming from out of Yonkers. And now it's up to the city of Yonkers or the county, whoever wants to take care of it, to deal with the problem. But at the end of the day, ultimately, the people of the city of Yonkers lose. And while they do town hall meetings for hours and 15-minute in order to convince people to remain in a forced upon them program like Sustainable Westchester, they fail to address the true needs of the people and the city of Yonkers. It doesn't seem like they are looking to address any of the serious problems. And it seems like their primary focus is assuring developers continue to bring in more people. Lionsgate is just about open. It's got a huge studio. Look at how magnificent this space is. And what does that do for Joe and Jane Yonkers and their 2 little kids? What does that do for the schools that are overflowing with students? Teachers already having to deal with trauma caused by the pandemic. Students, particularly in the middle school, and this is according to many individuals who work in the schools, are out of control. There is something different about this year. They are all saying the same exact thing, and they all work in different schools. And we're just going to continue to add more students. Those tasked with assuring our schools are in the best of shape seem to have given up and are concerned with assuring that if they do have a child that attends the school, that child is in one of the schools that gets the most attention. In those schools, you can find many students whose parents, in some form or fashion, are connected to the city. So, are we doing the city of Yonkers and those who live here a great injustice by continuing to allow these developments to go up, to bring more people, increase the population, people who will not be paying property tax, while simultaneously those developments are getting the most of their tax benefits from the property tax incentive? Pilot programs. They're also keeping out a large segment of the population here in the city of Yonkers. No ordinance revision means that the housing ordinance remains at 10%. Sure, they're building and rehabbing affordable and low-income housing, but they are largely remained in the same rundown communities that have been plagued for decades. Are we returning to the 80s and 90s here in the city of Yonkers? I hope not. But if we keep bringing people in, I can't see it getting any better. There hasn't been any real plan or strategy put in place or announced. It seems like we constantly just hear from the elected officials about developers, Sustainable Westchester, Lionsgate. I don't know. Yonkers Avenue, Neperhan Avenue, Ashburn, Gridlock every day, 7:30 a.m. till 9 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. till 6 p.m. Only getting worse as more people fill up waterfront apartments with Section 8 renters from the Bronx. Yes. Folks, that is the truth. They're being incentivized to come into Yonkers. Why? Because these apartments are not being filled up by the people they want it to come in, or at least they're not being filled up fast enough. The hopes is that eventually, once Lionsgate gets rocking and rolling, they can fill them up with individuals who work for the movie industry, an industry that's difficult to get into, although they make it seem like you can go and apply and you will get a job if you're from Yonkers. You'll see your name in the newest blockbuster, Key Grip, Joe Yonkers. Right. That's not likely to happen. It's not likely to happen. We're being sold a dream while being given a nightmare. We have to wake up. And I hope that I'm doing that. I'm trying. I'm doing my part. I wanted to discuss a little bit about the YIDA, because the YIDA is largely responsible for bringing in these developments. The YIDA was created to bring in businesses to stimulate economic growth and job growth as well. Jobs for members of our community. However, that's not happening. It's not happening. And I will be talking about that tomorrow. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to go over an audit of the YIDA. It's starting to make a little more sense to me why certain individuals are chosen to be on these zoning and planning boards. Just this past Tuesday, Yonkers City Council met and discussed the possible appointment of Reverend Haskell. Reverend Hassel? Reverend Hassel is a member of the community, very active member of the community. I remember Reverend Hassel from back in the day when I was out in living on Southwest Yonkers. I was out in the street, I guess. I don't know. I was out hanging out. I was, I knew a lot of the gang members. I had a recording studio. I wanted to be in the music business. I wasn't in the gang myself, but I had individuals who were gang members who came to my recording studio. I recorded a bunch of different gang members. So I gained a lot of respect from those guys. I never felt fear going to different neighborhoods. And, but obviously if you're in a gang, you're going to, sometimes bad things happen, right? And sometimes there were kids that would get killed. So I remember Reverend Hassel, he go up and speak at the Nebraham Community Center or something, but nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. He's been a member of a lot of different community, boards and stuff like that. He says it himself in the meeting. He was asked to be on the board. I believe it's a planning. I have to double check. I don't know if it was a planning board, but I'm starting to understand why individuals get chosen to be on there. School board, planning board, or these zoning boards. And we'll discuss that on the next podcast. I want to go over everything. I want to go over the financials of the YIDA. Let's check out the operating revenue, their budget, how much money they're bringing in, how much money they're shelling out. And by the way, did they ever get their money from the Yonkers Raceway? I'm sorry, not the Yonkers Raceway. The Yonkers Baseball Inc., or the company, the developers or organization, corporation that was going to build the baseball stadium there in Chicken Island, and nothing happened. I don't know what happened with that. It didn't materialize, but the YIDA advanced them over $650,000. Did they ever get that money back? Let's talk about it. Tomorrow on my podcast, Freddie Vasquez, Friday, TGIF. Who's going to stay up late with me? Maybe 10 o'clock? Huh? It's Friday. Try to have a good day. Again, we have to ask ourselves, is bringing in all these individuals, and it's not, and I say these, I don't mean, because I don't want no one to say, oh, don't turn it into something negative, okay? And I don't care what color you are. These, when I mean these, I say New York City people, okay? Those people. It's bringing more New York people from the city. And I'm just messing around, guys. New York City people. No, nothing issue. But you guys, it's getting crowded here. And is that hurting the city? You got to go on the Park Hill discussion group page. Check it out. Video after video from multiple homeowners. It's unreal. People just walking up. I would feel so violated. So violated. Lionsgate will be affiliate, just like iPark and N Valley, if Team Spano doesn't come up with a serious infrastructure plan fast. Yes. The infrastructure plan that apparently is in place now was not well thought out. We need to review the traffic reports, the traffic assessments, and we have to get rid of this O'Connor, whatever this audit company is, and all the other audit companies and these agencies that do these surveys and stuff. They're no good. They all donate and contribute to the elected officials. That's why they get these contracts. They're no good. They're not going to tell us the truth. We need transparency. Freddie Vasquez will. So tomorrow, join me as we break it down, let's look at the numbers. Where's this money going to? Is it really benefiting us? Are these developments benefiting the city of Yonkers? Or is it hurting us? What are going to be the long-term effects? Let's do the research. Let's do the assessment, the analysis. Right? Who's in charge? Where's the money going? Why IDA? I believe in 2017, 18. Or maybe that's 2009. I have to look at it's so hard to get audits and information on this. But their salaries. This is just salaries, not the benefits. Almost $800,000. Benefits. And a whole bunch of $100,000 more. So let's talk about it tomorrow. Thank you for joining me on Freddie Vasquez. And I hope that the school takes the mask off. Make it optional, please. Right, folks? Thank you for joining me tonight. I will be on tomorrow. Let's talk about the YIDA. And John, why are you running away from me? And Henry, it's funny, my wife. Yeah, my wife. We want to talk about, because your wife messaged me really quick before I get off, right? Your wife messaged me with lawyer stuff, and you had an opportunity to say something to me. Why didn't you say anything? My wife saw that video, and she said, why didn't he say anything? I don't know, honey. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know. Just say, hey, I just thought that was weird. That was very funny. Very funny. And thank you to the people who are constantly come up to my wife and say, I love your husband. Yeah, I love you guys back. I love you guys back. So join me tomorrow night, right? Make sure you share. Have a great night, folks. I'm Freddie Vasquez with Basement Politics Unfiltered. I'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy your Friday. Oh, man, I love it.
Let's get it poppin'.
Yeah, I am Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Join me tomorrow night as I discuss the developments and the money going into these developments. Money, incentives given by the Yonkers Industrial Development Agency. Let's break down the balance sheet. Go over it, folks. Thank you for joining me. I am Freddie Vasquez. Have a great night.
Game over.
No!